Hi guys, it's Ugo and welcome back to another video. Today I'm bringing you a tag. Was the book recommendation tag. I will link the original creator down below because I think she did a great job. It's 15 questions and they are very interesting. So let's start right away because we don't have time to do. You know I like to talk, so this is gonna be a long video. So question number 1. A book you tell people is your favorite. So she explained like you meet someone for the first time, they know you like to read, what you say is your favorite book. If you know me, you know my answer. So 1, 2, 3 to type that answer, and is Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Definitely one of the books that I most say about people. I could also go by the cliche that maybe you were thinking, like Jodie, it's a Jodie Picoult book. Yes, but I would say always the Taylor Jenkins Reid, Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, because I just love this character, I just love this story, I just love everything about it, the setting, the 50s, 60s, Hollywood, like everything for this, for me, is very, very good. It was my first audiobook, it was one of the first books I remember reading, thinking already on becoming a booktuber, so yeah, this is a book that I always tell is one of my favorites. So let's go for question number 2, which is a book that is your guilty pleasure. So I have problems defining guilty pleasures, but I would say one of my most guilty pleasures, because I haven't still been able to let it off of my bookshelf, is the House of Night series by PC Cass and Kristen Cass. It was my high school, middle grade, high school thing. I read Twilight, it was cool, I liked it, but then House of Night dominated my world. I created Facebook accounts with friends, online friends, with a group, and we'll do parties together as characters. We'll do scenes as characters. We'll create new scenarios as characters. So it was an obsession, and it's my guilty pleasure still. I did 2 characters. I did Zoe's stepfather because it was the one open, and then a person left and I got the character that I most liked it. So it was like on top. I still have people on my Instagram and on my Facebook that were part of this, and I just loved it. It was part of my childhood and it's definitely my guilty pleasure. Question number 3. A book everyone loved but you didn't. How much time do you have? No kidding, I'll just give you a few examples. The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake, everyone raved about it. Everyone was like, it's the best next thing ever! And I was like, yeah, I'll buy the Illumicrate edition, it's pretty and it's not that expensive, so I got it. I read it, and it went as fast as it came because I didn't like that book, I didn't like the characters, I didn't like the plot, everything was like, nyeh. Also, The Spanish Love Deception, I have a rant review over here, and we have a lot of thoughts about it, so if you want, just check it, because I'm gonna say I haven't rant in a long time, and that is one of my favorite rants all time. Question number 4. A book you read the fastest. This is hard, because I don't tend to be a fast reader, but I would say the House of Night books, I always read them in like 1 or 2 days when I was younger. Let me think. Another book that I've read all very fast. Oh, Dial A for Aunties and For Aunties and a Wedding. I listened to those like ASAP because I was engaging and I couldn't stop. I listened to one that I was always listening. It was also the Caraval and Legendary and Finale by Stephanie Garber. I listened to Caraval while I was in Prague visiting, when I was in Poland living, and I finished it. I started Legendary and I went shopping back in Poland because I just sent for Easter, and I left work. I went shopping every day because there were always things you need to shop, at least bread. And I was like, I'm going to the farthest place just so I can listen more of this. So I was cooking and I was listening because I was obsessed. So those were now also very good for this. Question number 5. A book that deserves more hype. And for this, it's one of my favorite authors. Oh yeah. I have Books Falling Out. I have phone falling out, so it will be a disaster. But the book I'm talking about is Firstborn by Will Dean. I got the signed edition, which is like like nothing special, but it was on Waterstones, and I really enjoy Willsden, because Firstborn is a thriller that I was not expecting it to be, and I enjoy it so much. I was like, I read The Last Thing to Burn by him, and which is here, The Last Thing to Burn, and then I pick it up this on NetGalley, and I was like, let's see, and then I was like, oh my god, it's even better, and no one talks about it, and it's one of my favorite thrillers of all time. It's so different from the norm. No one is expecting what it's gonna happen, and it is amazing. So definitely my pick for underrated. Go pick it, go read it if you like thrillers. It's a holy bible. Okay? Good. We move on to 6, a book that is becoming a movie or a TV show. I'm not aware of books that I've read or there's gonna be movies or TV shows. So I'm gonna flip the question. I'm gonna say a book that should be coming a movie and a TV show. And for that, I think a TV show of Robert Breeza, The Girl in the Ice, from the Detective Erica Foster series would be amazing. Like a mini series, like 3 or 4 episodes of 1 hour by each case, like each season would be the case of the book, would be amazing. The character is interesting enough, the dynamics, the case are amazing. I read the first, the second, and the last he published on this series, because you can read it like that, and it's very good. He also can pick like the other detective that he has. The first one is amazing, the others are not that good, but the first one is amazing, and this series is just very good, and I think this would be a very interesting TV show, I would say, very like dark but with nuances, and I think would be great, and I wish this would be adapted also. We move to question number 7, a book you've reread the most, and that's easy. I'm not gonna say The House of Night because I reread those a lot of times, and I've talk about it. So I'm gonna say a book that I reread a lot of times, like 3 times or 4, and it's a chunker, and it's not an author that I read almost all. I have almost all her books, but it's Jodi Picoult, and it's House Rules. This is the book that I'm most reread about her. I think I reread 1 twice, but this I read like 3 or 4 times. It's my favorite. Like it's about a teen who has Asperger's syndrome, and there is like a murder of her tutor, of his tutor, and he's since he's different, he's accused, and then his mother is trying to fight the system. His brother also has secrets, so it's a very good book. I love it. I think this is why I love Jodi. I liked it. Picture Perfect, which was the first one I read, but this one would make me fall in love with Jodi, so this is my recommendation, and I reread it a couple of times. I'm probably gonna reread it soon because I just got an English copy and I want to reread it. It sounds bad, but I want to. We move to question number 9, a book that deserves all the hype it gets. I don't know, oh, I have it here. I thought I'd take it out of the book, and I take The Red, White and Royal Blue by Cassie McQuiston. Look at this Illuminate edition, so gorgeous, and this like end papers, so cute. But yeah, I think now, especially with the Amazon Prime adaptation, this book deserves all the hype. It was my first contact with an LGBTQIA+ story, and I loved it. It was an audiobook that I listened. I was laughing all the way with Alex, and I really enjoyed it, and I think I understood the hype, and I understood why I loved it so much. Yeah, I understand it, and it deserves, because I really enjoyed this story. Okay, we go to question number 10. A book you usually recommend when asked to give a recommendation. And this is a tricky question for me, because I follow with another question for that people is, what do you like to read? Because I read so many different genres that I will not recommend someone who's read a fantasy, only read fantasy, to read a romance, contemporary, or a thriller, same as reverse. So I ask people what they like, and then if I read things on that genre, I would pick books that I loved. For instance, if you like fantasy, Mistborn trilogy, The Darker Shade of Magic. If you're more into more not so high epic fantasies, Caraval series, One Dark Window. If you want more in middle grades, Amari and the Night Brothers. Romances, Red, White, and Royal Blue, The Darkness Outside Us, Tweet Cute, The Upside of Failing. So I have a lot of recommendations besides the genre. Thrillers, I can talk about a lot of them, like Tim Weaver, Will Dean, Robert Brinza, John Mars. You know, you can get, and I would say I talk a lot about them. I talk a lot of different books, so it's tricky to say a book because I have so many different genres that it's hard to pick just one, and then just one of all genres. So this is my selection of answers that I would give to someone. Okay, question number 11. A book that has your favorite character or characters. Well, let's be honest. I grew up in the 2000s, so you know what series I'm thinking, right? Right. It has very good characters, right? Right. So that is one. If you know, you know. But then I would say a character. I don't know. I like Evelyn Hugo. I liked Alex. I like Henry from Red, White, and Royal Blue. I liked Lila from the Darker Shade of Magic series. More recently, let me check my Goodreads if I can find any character that I really like. The aunties from Dial A for Aunties, those are great. Oh, I could go with a manga. My Sailor Moon collection, because I loved Sailor Moon series, so going to... Sorry, the light is going up and down. So going to a Sailor Moon world and series, yeah, Sailor Moon also could be a good choice. Let's continue on. Wait, question 12. A book you wish you could live in. Let's go to Sailor Moon. I think it's the safest, because I could not go to a fantasy or a thriller, because that would... I could go to a romance, yes. But then, unless I'm in the inner circle, that will not be as fun. So, if I could go with magic, it has to be a safer world. Like, very low on deaths, so I could survive and enjoy life. So yeah, you get the idea. Sailor Moon, you know, fantasy worlds, but with low casualty rates. So I could enjoy magic and things like that. Question number 13. A book you thought you ate, but you ended up loving. So, Bia, one of my best friends, sent me A Course of Thorn and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. And she begged, read. And then you have to read the second. I said, I'll read the first. And that's the best you can get from me. Because I said, it's not my thing. And I'm gonna hate it. And then I read, I was like, this was not that bad. You know, it was not that bad. I was expecting something very different. And then I start understanding the second. I was like, nope, that's gonna take a turn that I would definitely not like. So I think I will say just for the first one, because otherwise I will trash. But yeah, I thought I would hate it, but it was not that bad at the end of the day. It was enjoyable, and it was a very captivating read. So 14, a book that made you cry. So I don't cry in books or in shows or in movies. It's very, very rare. But I can get emotional and I can start to tear up a little bit. And I'll say the last one was The Woman in Me by Britney Spears. Come on, it's... As a Britney fan, I knew she was suffered, but listening to her words, what she's been through and how she's hurt and how she was in bad shape, it hurt me and it got me emotionally. So that's my pick, definitely. 15, a book you wish you could read for the first time, and this is the last one before tagging people. So I think thrillers, because in romances, historical fictions, even if it has twists, you can still enjoy the story. But in thrillers, they are focused on who is the killer, what are the twists. So I will erase my memory of some thrillers like Firstborn, definitely. The 8 Perfect Murders by Peter Swanson, also very good. And yeah, I think those like thrillers will be my choice. So guys, this was the book recommendations tag. If you want, you're free to do it. Feel yourself tagged. If you reach this far, don't forget to leave a comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Comment down below, how do you answer these questions? What was the last book make you cry? I would love to know those answers. So if you want, just answer the things on your on the comments. I have on my description the links for my Discords, for my book clubs that I host, so feel free to drop in. I also have live streams here for reading sprints on during the weekend, so stay tuned and join us to read a little bit, to have like that motivation with us to read a little bit more, or work, or being productive, whatever you want. Okay, so said this, I see you guys on my next video. Bye.